For the latest news, let's go live to KTTV investigative reporter Bill Melugin in Santa Monica, California. I know it well, Bill.
Laura, good evening. What I can tell you is that Orange County is not just taking this governor's order lying down. They are resisting and resisting hard. Several cities have already filed lawsuits. Several others are planning to do so. They feel like they're being targeted by the governor for political reasons rather than scientific reasons. They say, look, there's 3 million people in Orange County. Only 45 of them have died of coronavirus. The governor's math here, his reasoning just doesn't add up. So Huntington Beach was the first city to file a lawsuit. They lost their first hearing earlier tonight. A judge sided with Governor Newsom for now and decided not to file an order to stop his mandate. So for now, Orange County beaches will remain closed. But let's talk about how all this drama started in the first place. Take a look at these images from last week, and this was down in Orange County. We had a big heat wave out here in SoCal, and thousands of people flocked to the beaches, primarily Newport Beach and Huntington Beach. Well, these images got back to Governor Newsom, and he was less than pleased about them. As a matter of fact, he was quite angry. He said this was dangerous, there was no social distancing going on, and he didn't like what he saw. So he hinted he would be taking some action to prevent this in the future. So everybody wondered what that meant. Fast forward to Wednesday night, a trusted source leaked me this memo. Take a look. We broke the story exclusively. This was put out by the California Police Chiefs Association. It was sent out to police chiefs across the state, essentially giving them a heads up that the governor's administration had explicitly told them he would be announcing that today, Friday, May 1st, he would be closing all beaches in the state of California. Well, when we put that story out on social media, the backlash was immediate and overwhelming to the governor. So apparently between Wednesday night and yesterday morning, the governor changed his mind. He walked back his decision and announced only Orange County beaches would be closed down. So take a look at earlier today. Orange County people were not happy about that. There was a big protest in Huntington Beach. Hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people showing up next to the Huntington Beach Pier to protest the closing of their beaches and overall the stay-at-home order in California. They say the cure is starting to get worse than the disease. They say the governor severely overstepped his authority and they wanted to speak out about it. Now, Governor Newsom was asked about these protests during his press conference today, and he might be seeing some of that political pressure because he indicated, he's been saying it might be weeks to months before we get some orders lifted. Today, he started saying it might be a matter of days. Listen.
We are, we said weeks, not months, about 4 or 5 days ago. I want to say many days, not weeks, as long as we continue to be prudent and thoughtful in certain modifications.
And I mentioned earlier, Huntington Beach was the first to file a lawsuit. They lost their first hearing tonight. I spoke with the Huntington Beach City Councilman about his frustration. He essentially says they're going to fight tooth and nail to take their beaches back, and they just don't understand why Orange County is being targeted. Take a listen.
I think the protesters probably wouldn't have had anything to protest had Newsom not signed his executive fiat to shut down beaches in Orange County. I don't know why he chose to single out Orange County. We haven't really seen a spike that could be attributed to a spread of the infection.
And as we speak, happening right now, the city of San Clemente is having its own emergency meeting to discuss what legal steps it wants to take against the governor. So Laura, clearly a rolling chain effect in SoCal and Orange County, cities fighting back.
Bill, fantastic reporting last night. I think the fact that you got it out as fast as you did had a real effect on the governor's actions. Thank you so much, Bill.